Why is this place called Dinosaur Cove?
I see you've already met the welcoming committee.
Mark Allen, I am not the welcoming committee.
And we're staying for, like, ever. Or until my dad finishes writing his book.
So what do you think? Nice quiet study you've always wanted?
I've been feeding the animals from the bird cages, and I noticed that specimen TK-17 has been missing for a few days.
The boy has seen the missing specimen, TK-17.
Listen, Dad, I'm not making this up. And I'm not seeing things that aren't there.
Relieved to hear that there's no basis in fact for the rumors that have reached my ears.
Get that boy! He has the eggs!
I see it! I see it! Dad, I see it!
Where?
Riley, did your dad put you up to this?
Step ahead.
Look at the size of those things.
Fell through a skyline, learning to take flight, crashed through a long night, setting my course right. I wanna be the one you choose. Every heart needs a breakthrough.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another movie review, and this time, granted, a bit of a weird one. I'm reviewing a movie called Dinosaur Cove, and this movie, the way I got my hands on this movie, they were having a weird public-private screening at a theater, and I wasn't watching that movie. I was there for another reason, and they were selling them, and I bought one for like $10. And the cover you see is what got me interested in the movie, and hoping that the cover, the title card, would also have that egg in it. Unfortunately, it does not. And as far as I know, this movie's only available in SD. I don't even know if the version that they watched was any higher quality. Okay. And either way, this company who made this, they're not a very big company. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff here in a minute that kind of signifies that they are a small indie group that has made this movie. And another thing to back that up is they have a Wix.com account, their own personal address, so they are paying for it. But they don't they don't have their own domain. They are using another provider like Wix, which a lot of websites do. There's nothing wrong with that. I haven't seen many movie companies house their website on Wix is all. So I think this is more of like a little enclosed group of people. So, but anyway, pay attention to how the dad speaks and the mouthing movements here when it starts up. I'm playing off the
due to a legend about pirate treasure. That's what I'm doing the new book on.
Good to see you, son.
Hi, Pa.
I've had my eye out for you since yesterday.
Yeah?
But I reckon you gotten yourself lost.
He did.
So, that little segment right there feels like a totally natural conversation. Which it probably was. That was very seemingly up close and personal. Oh no. Very up close and personal. I wish you'd start. This is the next thing that I have a gripe with this movie is... Oh, hold on. Is this right here.
Got anyone in mind?
Well, me, silly.
You're a girl.
So? Being best friends is about like.
So those sounds there, that skateboarding sound, of course, they're post added in sounds. You can hear a bit of footsteps, but like, I know not every movie does this, but you know, the higher budget ones, when people are walking away, they'll make their voice a little bit more distant, editing and whatnot. This is just constant, no matter how far they go.
And I like to do lots of things boys like to do. I'm Savannah, by the way. You forgot to ask my name.
And that bike sound feels like a added on sound. And when we get into this next little segment here, look at their mouths again, and pay attention to them. Okay, so it probably should be right about...
Glad you approve.
Here.
Hi. You folks mind if I play through?
Okay.
Thanks. So, you're the new kid, huh?
Yeah, word sure does travel fast around here, huh?
Yeah, well, I make it my business to know everything that goes on in Dinosaur Cove. I see you...
So, I don't know if they filmed this and then dubbed it in afterward for some of those scenes, but the voices alone, you can tell one feels like it was recorded in a studio, at least to me.
Come.
Oh, I keep on forgetting to mute it. So our main character in this sequence is going to look for something in the woods, and he trips and falls. And frankly, the trip and the fall looks very good. Like, I'll show this here. Looks very nice. Kind of looks like he actually fell, and I don't mind how that's edited. I think that's actually good. And now we lead into...
Help! Help! Help!
some pretty good yellings for help, and their CGI drop. Because they're not hanging their actor over that. Oh my gosh, no.
Help! Somebody help me! Please! Help! Hands are slipping! Please help me! I can't hold on much longer! Please!
Help! Help! Anyone?
Help! Help! Anyone! Help!
Please!
Help!
Somebody help me!
Help! Help!
Anyone!
Anyone!
Help me!
Help me! So, sorry about me clearing my throat there. That wasn't the best yellings for help there, in my personal opinion. Again, not super big movie company. Not much can be done. They have some cool flashback sequences, though. I love the way that they do the voiceover with the flashback sequences. It's pretty nice. And, like, there's some scenes that don't have any background audio. You need to have some kind of music in the background, especially of long dialogue shots, or just dialogue shots in general. Because if you're not, you hear that background sound. And there's a couple of times, not too many, but a couple of times in this movie where you can hear that dead space. And it pulls you out of the movie a little bit. But that's okay. And the dad has some interesting lines and some lines that pull me out of the movie. Not some bad sections. So this right here is the dinosaur. See it flying in there. I'm gonna cut out for a second. Have it go back. So this is what the dinosaur looks like. And in most of the sequences, it's hunched over like that and just kind of sitting there. Just kind of hunched over with like a slow breathing motion. Personally, I don't think that that's bad at all for probably a pretty low budget film. That's not terrible. You can definitely tell, though, the CGI, it's not the greatest, but again, not super high budget. And they're working with what they got, and I don't think that turned out too bad. The big baddies, there's 3 of them. 2 of them are really main joke characters, and the third one is kind of like a serious kind of gangster type boss kind of thing. And personally, he feels a little stiff at times. Cool. God, I didn't cough there. So, I'm going to play a little bit of this next scene, and there's a line that I just find completely hilarious.
Wait, you've read one of my books? I'm a research scientist. Come on. This is something.
This is something.
If you ever want to see her...
Oh. So he pulls the phone out and says, "This is something." Before he even pulls it out, flips the phone around and pulls it in his hand. How do you know this is something? I mean, I guess it is something. It's a phone. It's a phone call, or it's a face cam. Is it like, is he FaceTiming him? Because they're all crowding around the phone like there's a FaceTime on the phone, not like it's a phone call. They really wanted a close shot, so it must be FaceTiming him, showing him what he looks like. Sure. So, that's something that, like, throws me a little bit of a gripe. But otherwise, the movie's not really half bad. It's not the best movie in the world, granted, but this movie does not have a huge budget like Sonic the Hedgehog even had, which was a kind of an underdog movie in itself to get made. You know, it's not made by a Disney company or anything like that. So it's kind of how it is. But I respect them for trying. And I really wish the Dinosaur Cove title card would have been used in a way with the egg being the O in the movie, but it wasn't. Unfortunately, it was not. So now let me go toward the plot of this movie. What is the plot? Well, Riley, which is the main kid there in the middle, and his dad are moving to Dinosaur Cove, where Riley's, I think it's grandpa, his dad's dad, is at. Because his dad has not written a book, and his mother has recently passed away within the last year, and I think that they're broke, I think is where the movie basically is trying to tell you, or close to. So they move here to live with the father, so the father's father will house them and keep them, have them a home, I'm guessing. So they do that, and yeah, that's that side of it. And then him and the girl are in the woods, and they think they hear a noise, and then leads to the tumble and fall. And he says he saw a dinosaur, which is the dinosaur up top. And it's about protecting that dinosaur and the dinosaur's eggs from the bad guys. That's basically the plot of the movie. Which is not a bad plot. And, I'd watch this movie again. Again, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst. I have seen worse. But this movie is not available currently, by the way. It's not available. So I'm going to have to put a link to just the website, the only website I can find. And then maybe someday, if this movie is released digitally somewhere, I can link it there. But I own it on DVD. To prove it, here's the menu. Oh, DVD. Bonus features. DVD. Okay. But anyway, so that's that. This movie is not terrible. Not terrible by any means, but it's also not the best movie in the world. And for those who are curious, movies that I really like Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, The Wolf and the Lion, a bunch of other movies. And yeah, for anyone who get the joke, Paddington 2 is above this. If anyone understands that, I'm sure there's somebody. This is a very specific joke, but either way, it is not the best movie, and there's a lot of stuff that gripe me, but I'd watch it again. I'd put it on in the background. It cost me like $10. I'd say $10 well spent for a movie that I mean I'd watch a couple of times. I mean, you gotta start somewhere, right? You gotta start somewhere. But anyway, links down below to other reviews. Maybe a playlist, sorry about that. And yeah, you can go ahead and head on down there and go look for that. I'm going to wrap this up now, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.